you were talking about the coasters, for example, and being able to do them faster. But are you also then moving, I've got this piece of material, it makes it, now I move that piece of material, now I got to put another piece. So that's kind of the trade-off. I don't just have a big bed net slab there. And
yeah, you're not batch doing them all at once, but there's another kind of trade-off there, because when you do lay things out on a giant grid in a gantry machine, your laser spends a lot of time moving over areas it's not marking, right? It has to travel from one coaster to the next, and then from one line of coasters to the next. There's a lot of movement, there's overscanning, right? So it doesn't just hit the end of the coaster and stop dead and start going the other direction. We have all that overscan time on both ends. Galvo, you're only moving over the areas that you need to mark. So yeah, you kind of have to babysit it and swap things out, and you can jig stuff up, especially with the larger lenses. It's not quite as many at a time, but you can still do, 2, 4, 6, coasters at a time or whatever, if you have the jigs for it, which is easy to get. They're just metal jigs. And so again, I would argue that there's a trade-off. There are a lot of people I know with UV and CO2 Galvo lasers specifically, where they've moved their operation to cut on the CO2 gantry, and then they're marking on their Galvo lasers because it's so much faster to get the marking done on the Galvo laser. It just despite having to sit there and do it manually and not being able to go work on something else, you can't make up for that time difference. So
well, and anybody who's ever sat as something engraved,
yeah, totally.